But if we take a moment, if you follow me into the book of Luke, the 5th chapter, beginning at the 17th verse. I'm reading from the New King James Version, and there you will find these words. Now it happened on a certain day, as he was teaching, that there were Pharisees and teachers of the law sitting by, who had come out of every town of Galilee, Judea, and Jerusalem. And the power of the Lord was present to heal them. Then behold, men brought on a bed a man who was paralyzed, whom they sought to bring in and lay before him. And when they could not find how they might bring him in because of the crowd, they went up on the housetop, and they let him down with his bed through the tile into the midst before Jesus. When he saw their faith, he said to him, "Man, your sins are forgiven." And the scribes and the Pharisees began to reason, saying, "Well, who is this who speaks blasphemy? Who can forgive sin but God alone?" But when Jesus perceived their thoughts, he answered and said to them, "Why are you reasoning in your hearts? Which is easier to say, your sins are forgiven you, or to say, rise up and walk? But that you may know that the Son of Man has power on earth to forgive sin, he said to the man who was paralyzed, I say to you, arise up, take up your bed and go to your house. Immediately he rose up before them, took up what he had been laying on, and departed to his own house, glorifying God, and they were all amazed. And they glorified God and were filled with fear, saying, we have seen strange things today. I'd like to speak to you. He's the greatest friend of all. Have you heard?
Yes, sir. Let's see.
I pondered over what words I would use in my first official sermon. Please note that language is important. It leads the listener down paths that could in either way be helpful or disastrous. Language. I also pondered over the tonality of my vocal pitch, attempting to find my authentic voice that will capture the hearts and minds of the listeners of this sermon. What synthetic content that can be verbalized in order to conjure up a prophetic word or a profound thought. I pray, Lord, help me. I started by seeking the help of the theologians of old to find that deep theological base that resonates with those deep thinkers of this Christian faith, that can give me words of wisdom and inspiration to get me through this, what seems to be an unnerving event. I thought about Pastor Howard Thurman and how he crafted the text, Jesus and the Disinherited. and how he grappled with the 3 hounds of hell. I thought about Reverend Dietrich Bonhoeffer and how he spoke about costly grace and cheap grace. Ultimately, I had to settle down, sit back, and go into my own prayer room and ask the Lord for help. I said, Father, I stretch my hands to thee. No other help I know. If thou withdraw thyself from me, oh, where shall I go? I asked the Lord, what shall I say to the people? What words of wisdom, what little morsel of Christian doctrine could I impart? I'm not worthy. But use me, Lord, in thy service. The Lord told me to tell the people, just tell the people, that Jesus is the greatest friend of all.
Come on. Come on now.
Have you heard? Paul in the text, Luke in the text, was preaching and teaching. And in the text you'll find that people from everywhere, just before this event, Christ had healed a leper. And so people were coming and they were gathering from far and near to hear a word from them, to be healed of their infirmity. And so in the middle of all of that, 4 men was carrying a paralyzed man. Think about that for a moment. Think about it. 4 men was carrying a paralyzed man to get him to Jesus. Let's look at that a different way. 4 men was carrying dead weight. Dead weight. The Bible really doesn't speak to how far they carried it. But they were carrying dead weight. And when they got to close where Christ was, they were obstructed. They were obstructed by the crowd. The thing here that's most impressive is that they didn't stop there. They then decided to think outside the box. I gotta get him to Jesus. I gotta get him to Jesus.
Come on, Red.
And so they went up on the rooftop.
Yeah.
And they decided to lower him down. This dead weight. But we need to be clear about paralysis. Paralysis. Paralysis is caused by multiple conditions which may be classified as those which affect muscles themselves and those which act indirectly through the nerves that control muscle action. That's the ability of a body part to move. The most common external causes for paralysis include stroke, which is due to interruption of blood supply to a part of the brain. Paralysis could be caused by a head injury, a traumatic blow to the head. It could be caused by spinal cord injury, where there are tumors that lie against the cord that can create paralysis. In medical terms today, it could be by multiple sclerosis due to poor nerve conduction. But let me be perfectly clear. I'm not here on this day to educate this community of faith on the anatomy and physiology, but more so to tell you that all Jesus told the paralyzed man to do was to get up. He told him to get up, and the man got up immediately.
Come on now. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Let me ask the question. Have you ever been in a situation where you felt paralyzed? Now, we talked about, a moment ago, we talked about the external versions of paralysis. But there could also be some internal portions of paralysis.
Come on now, Red.
Let's
go, let's go.
Have you ever been in a situation where you felt paralyzed?
Come on now.
Where you couldn't move, so shocked by what was said or done. Let me example. Maybe you had the experience of talking to your best friend.
Yeah.
Today they call them your BFF. And you were talking to your best friend on the phone and everything was fine.
Yeah.
And then moments later, maybe a day, let's take that a day later, so another friend calls you and says, did you hear what happened to your BFF? They were in a traumatic accident and they're dead. Paralyzed. Or maybe while at work, you put in a full 8 hours of work, and like my brother, by the time you get off work, you're dead tired. Now, when you went to work, you park your car here. You know you parked your car there. But then when you got off work and you headed to that location, your car wasn't there. Paralyzed. Or maybe that same scenario, you went to that location where you parked your car, and there was a booth on your car. Paralyzed.
Make it plain. Yes, sir.
The feeling of being unable to control your movement is unnerving. And gives one the sense of dependency, a sense of helplessness, a sense of fear. Pastor Howard Thurman contends that fear is one of the hounds of hell. But when you look at all of that stuff, all of this puts barriers between us and Jesus. When I say Jesus, you say friend. In the narrative, there are two obstacles present. One is the crowd themselves. Two, the attitude of fake friends regarding forgiveness.
Come on now.
The crowd. It's interesting to note that whenever you want to do good,
Come on.
evil is always there.
Tell him. Yes, sir.
And so Paul says in the book of Rollins, although I want to do good, evil is right there with me. The crowd was all about Jesus, prohibiting the men to get next to Jesus.
That's it.
It presented an obstacle. Sometimes those obstacles will make you stop pursuing what you need to do. It gives you a reason to stop. But if you're determined, you will create what we call at work, workarounds. Paul again said, and Brother Crump talked about that this morning, what shall separate me from the love of Christ? Shall trouble or hardship, persecution or famine or nakedness, danger? or sword? What? Let's look at it today. What shall separate you?
What?
I would come to church if I didn't have that boot on my car. Or I can't make it this week because I got to get ready for the game. It's almost bear down time. Or Sister Kyles, I can't really come to church today because I got to get ready for my favorite show. The Game of Thrones is coming on tonight. When Jesus saw their faith, it was not the paralyzed man that Jesus was impressed with, but more so his friend.
Yeah.
And because of their faith, he said to the paralyzed man, friend, isn't it nice that he called him friend? Your sins are forgiven. I want you to look at that. Let's take a moment. I know I said I was going to get out here at 12, but let's look at that. They're carrying this dead weight. Let me stop it. Let's go back. Jesus is preaching and teaching and healing. They're carrying this dead weight. And in the middle of him preaching, teaching, and healing, here comes this man.
Yes, sir.
Imagine Jesus stopping in the middle of his piece. What the? Can you see that? When Jesus saw that fortitude, that tenacious spirit, that unwillingness not to quit,
Yes, sir.
he knew that they had the makings of a true friend.
Yes, sir.
I can imagine Jesus saw a group of men carrying dead weight. They didn't just stop when they got to the crowd. They persevered and they pressed their way to continue to carry the dead weight to the rooftop and lowering him down. I can imagine them saying, I gotta get him to Jesus. I gotta get him to Jesus.
Come on.
They believed that Jesus was a friend to the afflicted. They believed that Jesus was a friend to the lonely one. They believed that Jesus was a friend to the poor and to the marginalized. They believed that Jesus was a friend that would not let them down. We all got fake friends.
Yeah.
Those fake friends will let you down.
Yeah.
Sometimes, brothers and sisters, you gotta leave those fake friends and press. Bonnie, she sings a song. Sometimes you have to encourage yourself.
Yeah.
My aunt, I had an aunt who used to say, boy, put on your big drawers. Stop all that crying and push.
Yeah.
The blessing is in the effort. The blessing is in not that you're willing to lay down and accept your fear. The Bible says in the second book of Timothy that he didn't give us the power of fear, but gives us power, love, and self-discipline. The blessing is knowing that we've come this far by faith. Let me be clear. Disappointments will come. Heartache will come. Even death will come. But the songwriter says, weeping may endure for a night, but joy comes in the morning. That's the blessing. Look at Jesus. What did he say when he saw the effort? He said, man, your sins are forgiven. I can remember a time Years back, I was still playing basketball at that time. And we were out in the cab and we were playing, and there was a group of boys. It was the young men versus the old men. And I think we were still on the young man side. I said years back. But it was a young man. We were playing, and he went up for the ball, and another guy went up for the ball, and they collided. And he came down very hard, and he hit his head. And one of his friends walked by. He said, "Man, if you're from 63rd Street, you better get up." And the boy got up immediately. Immediately. The young man had the right attitude. He listened to his friend because the friend had that authoritarian voice. In the narrative, Luke presented by Luke, he contends that the religious leaders, those fake friends, was questioning Jesus' authority to heal and forgive in their hearts. Jesus, he knew what they were thinking. But Jesus, as a true friend, is not persuaded by the voices of others. He's not persuaded by the voices of the crowd. So Jesus establishes himself. So he turns to his friends and he says, "Man, get up. Pick up your bed and go home." Now the healed, paralyzed man immediately got up. What a friend we have in Jesus. All our sins and griefs to bear. What a privilege it is to carry everything to God in prayer. Oh, what peace we often forfeit. Oh, what needless pains we bear. All because we do not carry everything to God in prayer. What does it really mean to be a friend? A friend is someone who is willing to be used and willing to help. Early on in the chapters, Luke tells a story of how Jesus took 4 fishermen out to the deeper part of the lake. He knew that these fishermen had been toiling all night long and didn't catch anything. But he told Simon, "Launch out into the deep and let down your net for a catch." Simon was obedient, and he did as his friend had instructed him. When they did what was asked, they caught a great number of fish that day. You got a friend like that? The songwriter continues to say, "Can you find a friend so faithful, who will all our sorrows share? Jesus knows our every weakness. Take it to the Lord in prayer." A good friend is useful for his purpose. A person who is not useful in any way for anything, or is not willing to be used or to help, cannot be a friend to others. A true friend is someone who has your back when things are very wrong in your life. A true friend is someone who keeps their promises and makes you want to keep yours too. A true friend is someone who has seen and experienced your worst side, but still stands by you. Later in the chapter, Luke tells the story of when Jesus casted out unclean spirits. He rebuked the unclean spirit and he told him to shut up and come out of him.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Have you heard?
Yes, sir.
When you fall from grace, he will pick you up. The greatest friend. Jesus is the one helping you get your act together. These are the stories of Jesus you love sharing with friends and family. Make no mistake about it. Jesus is the greatest friend of all. Jesus is a friend who has the authority to forgive. The ability to cast your sins into the sea of forgetfulness. He has the ability to catch you before and when you fall. He has the ability to hold you and cradle you when the waves of life toss and turn you. Gwen, she loves that song, Safe in His Arms. Because the Lord is my shepherd, I have everything I need. He lets me rest in the meadow's grass, and He leads me beside the quiet stream. He restores my failing health and helps me to do what honors Him the most. That's why I'm safe in His arms. What a better friend is this? The Bible says that the man got up and went to his home. He went home glorifying God. And they were all amazed. The crowd will let you down just when you need Him the most. But the Bible says that Jesus will stick by you closer than a brother. Even that Jesus, your friend, gave His life for you and I, so that we may live. My friend gave His life so that you and I could have the right to the tree of life. My friend gave His life so that you and I have the right to the tree of life. What greater friend is that? He died so that we may live. But because the Lord is my shepherd, I have everything that I need. He lets me rest in the meadow grass, and He leads me beside the quiet stream. He restores my failing health and helps me to do what honors Him the most. That's why I'm saved. Jesus is the best friend. Have you heard?